I think you can take each 10 minutes since you're only two, if you want.
Right. Okay.
Take the time you need. Yeah.
Okay.
Matt, you want to start?
Yeah, I'll go first. I don't know if I can take up 10 minutes, but I can just kind of give an introduction. So my name is Nathaniel Prudhomme. So I am in the United States. I joined the EOS community. I've been with it ever since before it actually launched. The way I found it was in 2018. I ended up losing a lot of money, like everyone else in the crypto market. At that time, I got in. I was like, ooh, Bitcoin. And then I wrote that down. And I looked at Bitcoin, and I wasn't a software developer at the time. And I was just like, this is interesting, but you can't really scale it. You can't do lots of transactions. It wouldn't work. So then I looked at Ethereum. I sort of came to the same conclusion. And then I was working for my father at the time, and I told him about what I'd found, because I'd found EOS, and I thought it was very interesting. And my thought was, I'm going to quit my job working for my father and then go teach myself to be a software developer and then get a job working in the blockchain space. And he was like, you're crazy. But I turned in my notice nonetheless, and I was like, I'm going to go do this. And so basically I did that over the next 8-9 months. I took over 150 hours worth of courses online. I joined the Stack Exchange, which is a site that helps developers. I became the third highest reputed member on the Stack Exchange, adding a lot of value back to that. And then ultimately, I ended up meeting the CTO of the company that I currently work for, Tom Muscal. I met him at the San Francisco EOS hackathon. I think, yeah, this was 2018. This was like October, I think. And I wasn't a good enough developer at the time. So he was like, yeah, you know, we were talking about some of the initial products that we eventually came to launch. But he's like, yeah, I don't know if I can really take you on. Then about a month and a half went by, and I was talking with EOS New York kind of at the same time, because I met Buddy Deck at the hackathon as well. And I was trying to figure out, you know, I want someone to hire me. And I tried with Block One, and I got to the second interview, and they were just like, you don't have experience doing unit testing, so we can't hire you. And that'll always be like the really funny thing, because I joke with Greg Lee, the VP of engineering. I was like, yeah, I got interviewed, you know, by you guys. He's like, who did the interview? I said, I don't want to tell you. But yeah, so I ended up getting my start with Liquid Apps short after that in about December. And that really got me started actually working in the EOS community. And then basically since then, I've been working with that team, participating a little bit with the Vigor DAC as it was sort of coming out, because I've been very interested in this idea of decentralized companies. I guess that's something I can just put a small note on at the end. And then I worked with Dad, and I'm now working with another project called New Life, which is building on top of EOS.io as well. And so my passion for the space was that I saw, you know, the current monetary system just kind of deteriorate, and my family was kind of in the middle of that. We had my parents were involved in housing at that time, and they really lost everything through that process, and it was kind of a traumatic experience for me. And so then of course Bitcoin came out of this process, and so I started to dive into what this was, who was actually behind it, and I really gained a passion for the cryptocurrency community, because I think blockchain has a lot of potential to change the world. And so my vision is that I really think where blockchain is going, and the ultimate vision is going to be, I used to call them DACs, DAGs, DAOs, but I think that community is a perfect name for it. So basically what it'll be is it'll be decentralized companies that will basically be able to outcompete traditional companies by way of their very nature of generating value. So like the first corporation was the Dutch East India Trading Company, which came about in like the late 17th century, 16th century. And that was really the first case to where we saw human capital just being used in a more efficient way. Whether or not you agree with what they did is another thing, but that was a real innovation at that time. And I think that blockchain has the ability to enable this to happen on a larger scale, to where we can really disrupt the way that the jobs are created, the companies are created, the values are created. And that's why I joined this ecosystem, and that's me in a nutshell.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you.
I think you're muted. You wanted to say something? What's your name?
I just said thank you.
Oh, okay. So I guess it's my turn, and I'm probably not going to talk about myself for 10 minutes also. I'm a long-time software developer. I'm 50 years old, and I've developed since I was a kid in the living room with an Atari, and I really enjoy that. I have a degree in math and physics. I really like science, and I got into EOS by accident after thinking that Ethereum is a scam because, well, Ethereum ICOs are a scam. Ethereum itself is not a scam, but after reading their white paper, I saw that it wouldn't be able to scale and deliver on their promise. And I just dismissed the whole idea. And then when I saw EOS, I said, this is perfect. This is exactly what Ethereum was promising, and this is going to succeed. And that's when I switched my attention to EOS. And I was actually not happy about the choice of C++ as the language to develop smart contracts, but I said I'm going to put the effort and relearn the language because I did work on that language and as a salaryman, and I got work done, but I moved on to easier languages that are more friendly and efficient for web and IT environment. I'm a solo developer. I work with several different companies. I work with one company in Canada that is using Liquid Apps technology. And I also work with 2 Israeli companies, and I'm managing developers for them. And it's usually in the IT industry, that's databases and information technology. And in the past few days, I started translating. Can you guess the language?
It's Hebrew.
Yeah, it's Hebrew. Yeah, and that's just the cover, but I have the whole book translated. I'm just proofreading it now and having somebody else go over it for me. And soon I want to package it and have it also as a PDF free online and as a real world book. What else can I tell you about myself? Other than that, I'm also working on a small project called SQL to EOS or SQL to EOS, which allows developers that are familiar with databases to write definitions of their database with tables and fields and whatnot. And it will automatically output for them a smart contract with the create, read, update, delete, and all the actions they need. And it's a very good starting point, and it's already compiling and running successfully. And I want to develop that further. And that's it. I'm a major reserve in the Israeli army. I have a ham radio license. I'm an amateur radio. I know Morse, and I talk to people around the world. Directly peer-to-peer without the internet, just over the waves. I have an international skipper's license. I used to live on a yacht for 2 years, and that's it. Vote for me.
So thank you.
Or ask questions.
So,
yeah, I think there was. Oh, sorry.
I would like now to know who you guys, or what do you do with this money you get? What would you do? What would you fund? So I can decide what I think it's best to choose one of you.
Nat?
Sure. I guess I'll go first. So I have no idea what I would do with the money, to be perfectly honest. I haven't really thought about like getting that far with this. A lot of my interest in doing this revolves around the idea that I'm interested in the governance process itself. And I've been a member of the EOS community for a long time, and I see myself as this is another ability to sort of give back. For me, I live on the development side. I live on the tooling side. There are a couple of things that are barriers to entry for developers that perhaps could be solved with some funding. And I think that I would be looking to add value on that just because that's where my expertise lies. I wouldn't necessarily be able to speak to, say, something like marketing or anything like that. And as far as what I would be interested in using it in, I have no interest in pumping the price or doing anything of that nature. I'm strictly interested in adding value to the core protocol. So those are my thoughts on that.
Okay, thank you. I was thinking about that too, and I think it's a great question and problem. And there are three things I think I can do with this money. One is, well, four maybe I can pay myself, of course. And other than that, I'm thinking of paying subcontractors. I think I want to, if I need to expand my projects, which are EOS related, and I want to have subcontractors, either in Israel or elsewhere, then I can offer them, if they want to get paid in EOS, other than just regular fiat currency. And I think that might spread around. I think EOS needs to be in the hands of more people, not just the ones that found about it in 2018 and that's it. And I think that when I offer to pay subcontractors in EOS, I have to teach them about it. And I think doing that one-on-one is has a lot of added value. And even if they accept half of part of their payment in EOS, or I don't know, it needs to be out there, and we need to discuss that. And another thing that's really important is that if I get elected and I represent the group, I also keep in touch with the group. And if you have ideas for funding some projects, then I can go back to the group and ask you to give your opinion. And if I decide that it's worthy, then I can fund with part of the money some other members' ideas.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, this was the same question I wanted to ask. So for me, I don't have really another question for you.
I think we have to find consensus now if we want to get one of this group further, right?
Okay.
So I really like what you said, Amy, with the subcontractors. It goes a little bit like direction that like EOS as a currency. Yeah, that more people start to use EOS. And I really like as well that you stay in touch with the group, so that still people who are not in this room and maybe have something that is really in need, they can reach out to you. So my vote is for you.
Okay, thank you.
Do we really need to explain the vote? I'm unsure. I'm somehow in between you. I don't have really an explanation. It's from my gut, and I would, yeah, like to vote for Amy as well.
Thank you.
But it was really a kind of a 50-50. I liked both of your explanations why you wanted to be one. Yeah, thank you.
I like the explanation from Nat as well. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Yeah, it's just yeah, I like it more.
No, that's good. I'm totally cool with it. How do we log it? They said put it in Telegram. So
yeah,
do we
I think this recording can be stopped now, and or we should wait for them to call us.
When Nat is agreeing, maybe you can tell Amy the things what you wanted to do, so he just can take it in the next group for you too, if you have some good ideas which you think must be and have need of funding. Yeah.
Of course, yeah. Me and Ami, we have a lot of interactions with each other through the fact that they run Liquid Apps technology. So I would say he probably is aware of most of the technology issues that I'm aware of, and I think that he'll do really well and really represents this community well and has good intentions.
Thank you. Yeah, we
Yeah.
work together.
Perfect.
We know each other.
Amy, it is.
Wonderful. So
Yeah.
cool.
Should we wait for them to call us back, or?
No, I think we can leave the room. I stopped the recording now.
Okay.
Amy, you have your recording?
I started recording a little late, but before we started presenting each other, I think I have.
Otherwise, I think I have a second one if you need one. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
and I'm also a backup if anything else fails.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna upload to Pinata, and you can do the same.
Yep. Yes.
Okay.
It was fun. Thanks. Ciao.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
It was fun, really.
Bye.
Bye bye. Changed.